Hi, my name's Christian Ristow, and I build robots for a living. I build robots in my own shop, which you see here, like the one behind me, and I also build robots for the movies and for TV. As a kid, I was big into building models of robots and models of dinosaurs and models of Boba Fett from Star Wars. This sculpture is one that I've been working on lately. I've been calling it Mouthy because it's basically like a big mouth, but I need to come up with a better name for it. The next time you hear about Mouthy, it won't be called Mouthy anymore. So my father was a plastic surgeon, and still is, and my mother is still an interior designer. She designs like the insides of houses, makes them look pretty. My mother's always been extremely supportive of everything that I've done and thinks that my whole career and robot building and movie making stuff is just wonderful in the way that mothers do, which is great and really sweet. My father has a little bit of a harder time understanding what exactly it is that I'm up to with all the robot stuff, but is very excited about the movie stuff that I'm always doing. I was big into radio control cars and electric motor control cars. I used to buy scale model cars that came with electrical motors, and pretty soon I was buying the kits just for the motors. I would take the motors out and use them to build all kinds of other little things. This is the remote control that I use to operate this machine. It's pretty much a normal helicopter radio control. I did some customizing on it, basically like writing a specific program for this machine, and also just changed I just changed this one knob to make it a little bit easier to use in a show situation. This is where I drive the machine with the tracks. This is where I control the head. This is where I control the mandibles. This is where I control the spinning of the mandibles. This is where I make the mouth open and closed. When I'm operating a robot, I get to do things kind of, vicariously. I'm not really doing them, but I get to feel like I'm doing these big, crazy things that I could never do in real life. I build robots here in my own shop, sort of like the one that you see behind me. These are both sanders. This is called a belt sander. The belt just goes around and around like that, and you hold material up, and you can kind of shape material using this. This is a disc sander, which works on the same principle, except that it's a spinning disc, and when it's spinning, so there's basically like sandpaper on both of these. This is what's called a hydraulic press, and actually this hydraulic press, just like the disc sander that I showed you before, are two tools in this shop that I actually made myself. I made the disc sander and I made this from scratch. I wanted one of these tools because they're really useful, but they're also really expensive, and I didn't really want to spend the money to buy one. So I kind of figured out that it was really not that complicated, so I basically just built it myself. Line this up so that it's perfectly aligned, and then as soon as I step on the pedal, this will start to come down with a whole lot of force. Ta-da! And I made it, so I'm proud of that. It's kind of a lifestyle thing for me. I really like the lifestyle that I have right now. Being more freelance, taking different jobs in the movie industry, and when the movie industry is slow, finding my own other jobs to do different projects for people. It affords me a real freedom in life that I think I wouldn't have if I was a surgeon. I would have made a great surgeon, I think. I think I would love doing surgery, but I love what I'm doing now even more. So this is the subjugator. This is actually the second robot I ever built, and believe it or not, I built it in 6 months. You can see, like, my arm is kind of like this arm, and the whole arm can move from there, and then the elbow up there does that. This is the engine that basically is the whole part of the whole machine, makes the whole thing go. This machine I have to start with a drill, like a drag racing car. The shows that I do are really fun, but they make a really big mess. And one of the things that is really important to do is clean up afterwards, because if you don't clean up at the mess that you made, you make people mad. My advice for robots trying to make it on their own in the world would be, you know, in contrast to the ones that I build, I think my advice for robots striving for autonomy would have to be nice, try to get along. Don't be mean all the time. You know, if you just see, luckily my robots are slaved to me. They can't really do very much without me. But if they could, and they just went around, you know, messing things up and breaking things, I think people would get pretty annoyed with them, and they would probably shut them off. So if you're a robot and you're trying to make it in the world on your own and trying to get along with people, I would say, you know, be nice, take care of the elderly, cut some lawns once in a while.